Hello, I'm Cindy Pride, and I'm making the video now, finally, of my green smoothie recipe, so I can show you how to do it. So I'm just going to start out here and tell you, first of all, to get a NutriBullet. I believe it's the very best thing to use to grind it up. It grinds it up the best. It's easy to clean them up, and it stores real easy because it's a small unit. So as I go along in making this, I will show you or tell you that there are different ways to do it depending on if you're targeting to lose weight and cut down on sugars, or if you're making it for children or teens and you want to add the sugar. I will show you the different ways to do it. The first thing I do is I put in the coconut water. I believe coconut water is great. I call it God's Gatorade. It's very hydrating and it's so good for you. You can also just use water if you're watching your calories, but there's not very much sugar in this, so I find it to be very refreshing and a great way to start your smoothie. I put in between about 4 to 6 ounces of coconut water. If you don't have that, or if you don't mind the sugars, you can put in orange juice, you can put in apple juice. Any of the juices are great. I also use this Power 4. I put in 1 ounce of that. It has acai berries and 3 other berries that are very, very good for you. If not, we used to use the Mana V, which is another excellent source of acai juice. Okay, so I start with the coconut water in my cup. These cups do come with a NutriBullet, so they are great way to make your smoothie. First thing I do is put in the spinach. Again, just put a handful of spinach in. As you go along and start making these, you can add more and more green as you get more used to it. And then we use the collard greens. Here's the collard greens. Just tear off a little bit of that. Put that in. Swiss chard is the next green I put in. It comes in either white, red, or yellow, and just use the variety of the rainbow chard, and they all have different nutrients and that are good for you, so just switch it out every day. You can also put in the tops of beets if you want. This is another great green to use. And then kale. There are 3 varieties of kale here. Any of them are great. Find what's on sale, switch them out every week. Just use a different one. Since it's God's food, they all have different vitamins and nutrients, so it's good to get a variety. Okay, then the next thing I put in, so there's my greens, half a cup of it practically, is a banana. And either put in like 1/3 of a banana or a half a banana. If you're watching your sugars, just do like 1/3 because there's a lot of sugar in bananas, but it's good to have it in your smoothie, I think. The next thing I put in are berries. We've got raspberries and blueberries, blackberries. You can put in as many as you want. They don't have much sugar and have a lot of good flavor. If the berries are not in season and they're expensive, you can buy either the frozen ones, like here I have the frozen blueberries, or you can just skip it and just buy whatever's in season at the time, so that your smoothie is more cost effective. And we've got the strawberries here. You can put in 3 to 4 strawberries, depending on how big they are or how many other berries you put in. Grapes. Grapes are a great source here. They do have a lot of sugar, so I limit myself to 6 grapes in my smoothie. And apples. You can do the red or the green. The green has less sugar, so that's always a good choice. And you either can do like I would say 1/3 of an apple, because there's a lot of sugar in them and you don't need as much because of the other fruits you have in here and because of the protein powder. Kiwi is another good thing to put in. And then you can put in avocado if you want. It makes your smoothie real creamy and smooth, almost like you've put in ice cream. So it's a very good flavor. Lemons, limes, there's even wheatgrass you can put in. You can put in celery, carrots, cucumbers, anything that you like to put in, you can put it in. Pineapple's great, oranges are great, the little clementines. I would only put in half a clementine though, because there's a lot of sugar in there. But if you enjoy eating carrots or cucumbers, celery, you may not want to put them in your smoothie because that makes a good lunch. Turmeric is another thing I put in. I peel this and put a little portion of that in. Turmeric is fabulous for you. Beets, I peel a beet and put a little bit of that in, and I never even taste them in here, and I just know they're really, really good for me. I also put in a tablespoon of coconut oil. If you are eat coconut oil or you want to try to include that in your diet, it's a great way to get it in there. It just blends up so nicely. I put the solid coconut oil in there. Okay. So then you have the NutriBullet blade. You put that here on top. I blend it up. I let the coconut water run to the bottom for just a minute to get the fluid down there, and then we'll blend it up. And now we will add ice, and you can put 1 to 2 cups of ice depending on if you want it thick like ice cream or like a shake, or if you just want it cooled off. Put the lid back on. Taking the lid on and off often makes a little bit to get on the edge, so I always clean it off so that it doesn't get down in the NutriBullet. Put in your protein powder now. My favorite one is the Vega Mixed Berry. It has 20 grams of protein in 1 scoop. A little bit much for me, so I put in about 3/4 of a scoop. But it's very sweet and the berry flavor is fabulous. So you end up with a fruit smoothie. But there's also, the Sun Warrior brand is great, but they have vanilla and chocolate. I would not put chocolate. But vanilla makes it taste like a vanilla smoothie. This Genesis Today is also a good one. It's kind of a fruit flavor, but it's not quite as sweet. And they are sweetened with stevia, so there's still no sugar, no processed sugar. Again, just wipe it off before you put it on so it's not getting all over your NutriBullet. Okay, your NutriBullet does a great job, blends it smoothly, easy to clean. At this point, you would just rinse this out, and you take a little knife, pull out the rubber seal, rinse it off with soap, lay it aside. You can put this up in the cabinet, and after you drink from your cup, you can rinse that out and put it in the dishwasher, so it's easy to clean.